Hello friends, welcome to Code Semantic and we are studying structures in C programming. In this video, we are going to see the concept of complex structure. So when your structure will be called as complex structure, basically if you have a nested structure, okay? Now what is nested structure? Nested structure is nothing but a structure within structure. If your one structure contains another structure, then it will be called as nested structure and it is one of the form of complex structure. And another possibility is that if your structure contains an array, okay, if your structure contains an array, so it is also a form of nested structure, array within structure. So let us take an example one by one. First of all, we'll see the example of nested structure and then after we'll see a array within structure. So consider that you are storing the details of employee and you want to store his joining date, his or her joining date. Okay. Now date can be itself a structure, means we can represent a date in the form of structure. See, day can be one element, month can be one element, and year can be one element. And then after that date structure, we can include in employee structure. So let us see it by example. So let us define it. So first of all, what will I do? I will create a date structure. Now see, we are going to use this date structure variable inside employee. That's why I have to define this structure first. Remember this thing. Okay. So you have to follow the order. Then as I said, a date structure can have a three element, that is day, month and year. And all the three are of type integer, right? So let us declare it. So int day, month and year. So that's it. We define it. Now let us create an employee structure. Now all of you are familiar with it, right? Because in our introductory video we saw the example of employee structure. So here I'll say struct employee. We have employee ID, then name, which is of type character array. Okay, say of size 20. And then after we have a salary, say float sal. Now what we want to do? We want to define a join date or joining date of employee, and that joining date will be of type date. That will be of type date. So let us declare. Now how you declare the structure variable? You define struct keyword, then your data type name, that is date here in this case, and then after whatever the variable name you want to give. So here I'll say, let us highlight it with a red color. So struct date. See, struct date is my data type. Remember this thing. So I define data type and then after I'll define a variable. So it is, say, join underscore dt. Okay. So we're done with this part. So this is nothing but an example of nested structure. Okay. Now let us define another way to write this. Okay. What is the another way? What you can do? You can start declaring a struct employee first. Next, first of all, we will define our main important structure, which is employee. Okay. Here I will define all the necessary elements of employee, that is ID, then name, and then after salary. Okay. Now what will I do? Inside this structure, inside this employee structure, I'll create a date structure. Okay. So here I'll say struct date all the elements of date, that is day, month and year. Now, if you remember in our introductory video, I told you that you can declare the variable immediately after completion of your structure definition here. So what we will do, we will declare that variable here immediately. So join underscore dt. Okay. Now my main structure will close here. So these are the two ways. So whenever you need to define a nested structure, what is the first way? You will define that inner structure first and then your outer structure. Okay. And then after you will create a variable of it. And what is the another way? You can define this structure inside this structure. Okay. But what is the disadvantage of this? See, now this is kind of local structure. The scope of this structure is applicable for the employee only. But you declare it outside, in that case, it is available to your entire program. Even assume that if you are defining one more structure, say manager, and you also want to store his joining date, in that case what you can do, you can use same date structure which is already defined. Okay, so definitely my preference is for this, but if you want to limit the use of this, then definitely you can define it inside the another structure. Now let us see how you can access this element of a next nested structure. Okay, so say we have a structure variable employee. Okay, let me declare it struct employee E, and I want to access the day, month and year of this employee. So what will I do? I'll say E dot join date. E dot join date dot day. Okay. First of all, you have to define your main structure variable. Then after you will define your inner structure variable, right? This, and then you will define the element of your inner structure variable. I hope this syntax is clear. While scanning, printing or performing any operation, you have to go with this syntax: main structure variable, inner structure variable, and then after the element of inner structure. And rest of the elements will be accessed as it is, like e.id, e.name, e.sal. It do not get changed. Okay. So this is one form of complex structure, that is structure within structure, or you can also call it as nested structure. Now let us see the concept of array within structure. Okay. So it is also a form of complex structure. So you might say we already use array within structure, right? As you can see here, we already use array within structure, that is character array. See, but single character array is treated as, okay, this one dimensional character array is treated as a single string. So definitely there is no complexity. But if that array is of type numeric value, then the complexities get increased. That's why it comes under complex structure. Array within structure comes under complex structure. So let us see one example of it. Now assume that I have student structure. Okay, say struct student, and I want to store the student details like his or her roll number. So it will be of type integer. His or her name, say it is of type character array. Okay. Then after, say I want to store the course or standard, whatever. So let us call it as course, say of size 10, and I want to store the marks of student. Okay, and that marks are of 5 subject. Okay, so instead of defining mark 1, mark 2, mark 3, what will I do? I'll say integer marks of 5. Instead of declaring 5 different variable, what I'm going to say? I'll say marks of 5. So this particular form is nothing but array within structure. Here we use array, numeric array, not a character array. Since this two character array are treated as a single string, this do not add complexity in your structure. But whenever you are using any numeric array, definitely it is going to add a complexity in your structure. That's why this is an example of complex structure, that is array within structure. Now how you will access these elements? So let us see it. Say assume that you want to input the value of marks for student. Okay, so what will I do? I'll just create one student variable, say struct student s. Okay, and just assume that we have already scanned the value of roll number, name and course. So I will not write the statement here. I directly write a statement for marks, for inputting a marks. Okay, already inputted the value of roll number. So I'm directly inputting the value for marks. So input marks. So this is just a comment. So how many marks we have to scan? We have to scan or process or print 5 subject marks, and it is an array. So what I have to do? I have to use loop. So say for I is equal to 0, I less than 5, I plus plus. Okay, and then after we will write one printf statement. So it will be user friendly to the user. Say enter marks, right? And then after we will say scanf %d, because marks are of type integer, so that's why %d ampersand. What is my structure variable? Structure variable is s. So here I'll say s. My element name is what? Marks. So here I'll say marks of what? I. This is very important, right? So what this loop will do? It will scan the marks of 5 subject of student S. Similarly, if you have another student, say S1 or S2, then what happens? Here you have to write S1 dot marks of I. Okay, again definitely you have to put it in a loop. So this is one example of a complex structure. So first of all we saw nested structure. Okay, and then after we saw the example of array within structure. I hope you understand this. If you have any questions or doubts, you can write it to the comment section. Thank you for watching.